Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. I'm gonna share a personal story with you um, that I have this feeling it might turn into a blog. Um, so I will let you know about that if that happens. Um, but I want to share a story about, so we have my focus for my personal growth this month is on softening and this softness towards self will lead into softness of experiences around me. And it very much has been the case. And I think with the softness, lessons can show up. And uh, I'm always got my eyes peeled for learning from my environment. And I have a funny story about this lawn mowing experience yesterday. So fast forward um, through, like, if the story is this big, we're going to fast forward like this much of it. And so I'm in the backyard. My son got himself his own lawnmower, and it is got like a lot of bells and whistles on it with levers and things that I don't understand. He doesn't quite understand. And it's kept him from being able to use it, and it's kept him from uh, even really just asking for help. And so we were back there looking at it together, and I don't, I'm like honest about it. I don't understand what's going on, so we're just like trying stuff. And one valuable lesson that showed up, the first valuable lesson that showed up, is I saw how much my son values me and my abilities and my intelligence, my function, and that felt very much like I thought this is what I was gonna, I thought this was my lesson. I am so grateful. This feels wonderful to connect with that. Then we keep going. And so he's going through the grass and trying to get used to this whole thing and the mower because it's a little bit complicated and because the grass is high and there's a lot of moisture there. Um, it's like stalling out. And so he's getting frustrated. And at one point, I don't know what was going on. And so I'm like, why don't we just have a little bit? It's getting dark. Why don't we just use the mower like, that I've used for forever? And so we get that out, and I'm like, this one is really simple. We just have this priming bulb, and then you hear the gas sloshing around, and then uh, hold this down and pull this thing, and then you just go. And he was like, oh, you know, and it's easier to kind of turn around. These are all push mowers, walk behind mowers, and seeing his confidence grow was this other thing where I'm like, wow, this is like really great. This feels, I'm seeing these milestones, I'm seeing this growth in him. And then we put everything away, and then uh we come in, and I was texting my friend about the experience, and I said I said about how like comfortable it is to have like that rugged thing that's reliable. I can trust it. I feel like I care for it. It cares for me. Like I provide for it. The oil, change the oil and give it the fuel that it needs, and change the oil filter or the air filters. And I love how simple it is, and I love how it just um, sits quietly and is part of um, this, what do I want to say, like big picture function. And then as I was, like writing a few of these things out, my wheels were kind of turning, and I'm like, just like how I want people in my life. And this was this really beautiful moment where I engaged so softly in letting that experience play out, letting that change me, letting that have a soft place to really land. So, the harder version, a lot of that could have just bounced off. A lot of that could have been like, well, maybe tomorrow, or, let's just get this done before night. And, you know, um, I'll just do this, or, where it was just like, let it take a long time, let it be what it wants to be. And then it became so much more. And I loved it. And I have had a blank area on my vision board, and now it's not blank anymore. This is going to go up on there. So I worked on this, um, and I worked on this. So I'll just stop there. I worked on this, and I have this beautiful thing to fill in that perfect spot on my vision board. And I'm so excited to put that on there. People in my life are trusted and reliable and rugged and care about the big picture and are caring and loving and simple and show up ready to engage. So now I have this. So I was working on this. This is the other part of the puzzle. I was working on this because this magic day showed up. I thought I had an early morning appointment like usual, and then I thought I was going to be at the spa, but then that didn't work out. And so I had this day show up, and I got a lot of cooking done, which is great, and a lot of softness with how difficult putting my two new services up on my website and getting ready to market them. And in looking how creative I can be with my time, with ingredients in my house, with uh, inspiration that shows up as far as what I feel like are lessons that I'm ready to learn and grow with. It is not lost on me how it's like I get onto the website and there's these or the builder thing, the website builder, and there are crickets chirping and this fear that I feel inside of this next thing playing out, this, thoughts of rejection. I have a bunch of stories about how, it's not going to be worth my time, how um it's gonna be, there's another one. Uh, Discouragement is one of them. I can't remember. There's good, and I don't want to remember it. It's gone. Um, Doing the work to identify what that emotion is, understanding where it's coming from, and being soft and just showing up anyway, and moving into a place of this doesn't feel productive, so I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna keep the gears moving, recognize there's gotta be something huge on the other side of what feels like this force field that is keeping me from moving forward with those two products. And that where we have that resistance in our life, we really need to have persistence about busting through that. We can imagine it as a force field, we can imagine it as a barrier, we can imagine it as a hurdle, the glass ceiling. There's this reason why doing work to identify those emotions, releasing those emotions, and I'm being very soft with myself. There's some progress out there. Hopefully, there'll be more progress today with the website. And when things feel hard, I am stopping and recognizing there's something huge behind this. There's something huge for me behind this. I feel like everything I offer, there's this huge benefit for clients. And I feel like there is this flow that happens where people, I mention it, they're curious about it. I'll be able to design a poster, I'll have it in my office, whether it's in the website or not, and talking about things. There's usually quite a bit of flow. Um, but with this, there is so much resistance of my flow. And I feel like this is this golden opportunity for my personal growth. And I think I'm offering all of that out there for those lessons of how much there is that we are being shown with things in our life that are beautiful, things that are in our life that we can have as an analogy to maybe something else that might be going on. Beautiful things and things that are difficult, things that are why isn't this working? And this is so beautiful and I can soften and allow that beauty to grow and branch and thrive. I can have this struggle and I can soften into this and I can grow those places of wisdom. So I can find, where that limit is. Why isn't this thing growing? Why is it coming in on itself? Okay, well, this is the threshold. This is the thing that's holding me back. This is my comfort zone. Everything on the other side of that is above and beyond what I've ever been able to receive. And I cannot wait. I cannot tell you how excited I am. And, I'm always excited about everything. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be in that place. And I get to ask for whatever I want, right? I put that thing on my vision board, everything in my life supports me. And just like that, this is like magic, craziness, bananas stuff. The things in my life that did not support me uh, just sort of sloughed away. Some very gently, some very quietly, and some not. Showing me places where I need to heal and other places where I can just keep growing and going. So I love that. Everything in my life supports me. A client loved it this weekend, actually, when I mentioned it to them. And I created a new thing for everybody where there's four, I think. Ooh, I can't remember, four or five different um, ready to go, golden, magical, sparkly posters. They're a full size sheet of paper that say beautiful things that we should, in my opinion, have flowing in our life. And I would love for you to check them out. They're over on the website. I'll have a link in the description, and you can see for yourself if that resonates with you. I mean, even just seeing them might be something that you want as an affirmation. And of course, you don't have to like download them and print them out. You can just, make your own or write it down or whatever feels great for you. Um, but some ideas for really big things to ask for, which sometimes we might not have the training to go above and beyond and we know what we don't want and we kind of get stuck in the story or how it's going to happen. And we could just be asking for really, really big things and then they can just arrive. So please go check that out. And then, of course, on the website, please check out the new services, that manual lymphatic drainage I am so excited about, and the cranial alignment therapy, which I am so, 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 so excited about. Um, and I will hope to see you again real soon, either here on a new video or in my inbox or reaching out somehow so I can get to know you a little bit better and see how the things I have put together in my practice can help support you in your personal growth journey. And I will see you again very soon. Thank you for being here. Bye now.